Welcome to the Young Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Malina, and I'm super excited to bring you this podcast where we explore the journeys and advice of successful leaders. With this podcast, I'm excited to take on a new challenge, learning from the best in the industry and sharing their stories with you. Each episode is a chance to uncover valuable lessons, gain insights into the professional world, and discover how to turn your dreams into a reality. Today's guest is the founder and CEO of MY911 Inc., a mobile healthcare information management service that enhances patient empowerment and emergency communications through written and smart technology. With a deep commitment to transforming the overall healthcare experience, she has created a solution that allows patients to manage their health information in real time. She has gained a lot of international recognition, including being featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and MSN.com. She is passionate and dedicated to making a positive impact on the lives of patients and healthcare professionals. Please welcome Michele Bolton. Hello, Ms. Bolton. Welcome to the Young Leaders Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you for having me, Malina. I really appreciate it.
No problem. So are you ready to start this podcast off with a mystery question?
100%.
The mystery question is, what has been the most mind-blowing AI tool that you've used in the last 6 months?
You know what? I don't use AI a whole lot. I use ChatGPT, so I'm pretty new to it, and I don't have a lot of experience. But I find that still pretty incredible to use. It helps you jumpstart some ideas if you're looking for that creative side, and then I just go from there and expand to suit my needs.
ChatGPT is an interesting one. I use it like every day almost for every single thing I do, and it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, pretty powerful.
It is, I agree. And so how did you exactly start your business? And could you also give a brief description about what your business is?
Oh, of course. Yes. So my 911 is a mobile healthcare information management service that provides customized wallet cards in healthcare for people that display a QR code linked to their online emergency profile. So the user has full control over the information they need and wish to share with first responders and healthcare professionals. So whether it's routine appointments or it's in an emergency, they have their current information with them at all times. So it's really, really powerful, and it just provides a lot of peace of mind for people. And so that's what we do. And how it got started was through my own healthcare experience and challenges. So I had a lot of healthcare issues in my 20s and had to face my own mortality and say goodbye about a week before my 30th birthday. So they didn't think I would make it, and I did. But when you go for a lot of appointments and you realize that the questioning is continuous, the same questions from department to department over and over, it's just really, really frustrating when you are already stressed out and anxious about your own health. And the only thing I can say is that we'd have a lot of challenges in our healthcare system, and a lot of people have actually brought that up to me as well. So it's not something that is easily taken on by a lot of people, but if it was easy, everyone would do it. So it's been challenging, but it's made my life a lot simpler and that of my members. So it's working great.
Wow, that must have been very hard. So how exactly did you think that you were going to start a business and know that this is what you want to do?
You know what? I didn't actually choose it. It chose me. I was already working in wealth management for a long time and doing, very happy and enjoyed my work and my clients and the business. But what happened was when I had to go start getting tested for breast cancer, these appointments became very stressful. And it was just constant questions within, weeks of each other. So I came home and I created a solution within about 15 minutes. It took me to design the card, and the rest kind of went from there. It just unfolded naturally. So it wasn't really anything I had planned at the time. It chose me. So I just went with it because I knew from a patient perspective how difficult it is, not only on you but on your family. And it is hard for the doctors too, right? Because they need current information to give you proper care. And if there's consistency in that, right, and more clarity, they can spend their time focusing on conversations around solutions to help you instead of just reviewing all of your past history. And, it just saves a ton of time. So I think there's a lot of peace of mind for both, the patient and the healthcare professional when they're going to those appointments.
Wow. And you said that you were featured in Forbes. How was that experience and how did that happen? Because that is huge and super cool.
You know what? It really is huge. And so, I had to I'm still kind of pinching myself over that one because I've admired Forbes my entire life. I think it's a phenomenal organization and business outlet, and it's highly admired and obviously recognized worldwide. But I was contacted by a company out of California, and as a selected entrepreneur to contribute to thought leadership. So when I did get the call, I was surprised. I didn't think it was real at the beginning, but we went through the process. It was really interesting process, but you don't get any editing rights, so you just speak very candidly and you speak from the heart and you speak how you really would feel regarding whatever piece that is. So it was an honor, a real honor to be in that article alongside, obviously Deloitte and Harvard. So, you know, I'm just very grateful for that opportunity because I absolutely adore Forbes. And it's a fantastic, fantastic outlet. So it's wonderful.
And for all the other like young leaders who want to become something or become successful in their own ways, how do you recommend they go about learning about like business and how to start one or how to run one? How exactly do you think that they can do that?
You know what? I think that it's obviously education is key. And if you know what you want to do, you need to, in my opinion, I think it's a really good idea to find a mentor or two or three that also work in that space, who have a lot of experience and are willing to kind of help you and take you under their wing a little bit. Because when you get to that stage, it's really important to help the next generation. And typically people are really quite pleased and happy to turn around and say, hey, yeah, I'd be happy to help you out. Very few people will turn you down and deny you an opportunity to move forward. But I think you have to stay strong and you have to, continue learning, stay curious, and never give up. If you really believe in what you're doing, never, ever, ever give up. Because it's easy to give up when those days are really hard. And you do have hard days. So not every day is great, not every day is bad. But if you love what you do enough and you have people who can basically guide you and help bounce ideas off of to give you a little more clarity and that support that you need emotionally as well as, in terms of business, that's what I think is probably the most important. Never stop learning, never give up, always stay curious and get good people around you who want to help you succeed.
Yeah, I agree with that. And who have been some, like, what are some things that you did on your hardest days that help you go through those days and say, hey, you know what? It's just a day. We've got tomorrow. We've got later. We can do this now. Like, what were some of those things that you did that helped you?
Working out. I think it's working out is really powerful because it kind of helps you burn off the stress. Um, I think again, journaling is really healthy. Journaling gets it out of your head and onto a sheet of paper that can help clear things up a little bit again. And also reading. Reading helps you if you can get some great books. There's a ton of books out there. Um, just to help you stay afloat. And you've got, again, really good friends and family around, and of course, my mentors that they're always there to kind of help me along and just say, just keep going. So I think it's that social network along with your business network, and you have to have a strong inner drive on whatever you're doing, because that keeps you focused on your goals. And as long as you write out your goals and you know what they are, don't veer or deviate from that North Star, is what I like to call it. When I have really hard days, I just look at the North Star and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going. This is what I want to do. This is how I see it unfolding. And how do I get there? How do I navigate this one? Because there are roadblocks all the time. So, yeah.
And what type of books would you recommend people reading that helped you?
Um, you know what? There's quite a few business books out there that I've been fortunate enough to have in my little library, and I think Good to Great is a really good one. I think that I took Grant Cardone's 10x conference as well, and a few courses with him, and I do like the 10x rule. It just kind of helps you maintain focus as well, and helps you think beyond what you could possibly dream of. Really, um, there's so many books out there. I think that they're endless. I have quite a few in my little library, but it's just it's supporting self-help books, but a lot of business books mainly.
What's one piece of advice that you would give to any teenager or young leader watching this?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because you'll get a lot of your peers when you're young who can they all have their opinion, right? And it's easy to have others sway your opinion or make you feel bad or make you doubt yourself. And I think the greatest thing is, don't worry about what other people think. They have the right to their opinion, but it doesn't always necessarily mean it's right. I think your inner instincts, your inner gut kind of tells you what's right and wrong for you. So as long as you stay true to yourself, and you can listen to the opinions, it might help you with looking at things a little differently from a different perspective. But again, it doesn't mean that they're going to be right. So I think believing in yourself and staying true to yourself is really, really important, because at the end of the day, you're the one looking in the mirror at yourself, and you have to bring that self-awareness to your role every day.
That's very true. I agree with that. My dad also tells me that the only person, when no one else believes in you, all that matters is that you believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, and if no one else does, then you can't really do anything. But that's the main thing, is to believe in yourself. That's amazing. And now, before we end off, could you provide us with a mystery question for our next guest?
Yes, I would ask the next person, what is their decision-making process in terms of strategy for their business, and how do they make their decisions? What is their ideal process for going through those, because the tasks and the jobs are endless on what you need to concentrate and focus on. So how do they handle that decision-making process?
And what made you choose this question?
I think because it's strategy and process. I'm very process driven. And I think that that helps you in as your business develops and you have to adapt. Having a process in place is key, so that everyone's on the same page. So I think that, making those decisions, you have to have some type of process in place to do that. And I typically use, I call it the 4 quadrants. It's out there. It's been used by many people. So what's urgent and important, or urgent but not important? Yeah, that quadrant. Yeah. So I think that that helps a lot.
I agree. My dad told me about
Did
that.
he?
Yeah, he told it to. Yeah, he told it to me. I think 3 or 4 years ago. I think, and I started using it, but then now it's when you get more tasks, you forget to
Yeah,
use it.
exactly. And the task list can build up and build up and build up, and you have to prioritize, right? So that, for
Yeah.
me, it helps me prioritize the day or the week or whatever the situation is. And
Mhm.
but I think process is very important. I think having a strategy is important, and that's kind of what I would do.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Bolton, for your time. This was such an amazing conversation.
Thank you so much, Malina. I really appreciate you and having this opportunity to speak with you today.